removing the mucus, heavy metals, plastics, all the inflammation, cancers is just as essential as breath work, you know what I mean? For real, like, learn the keys to open up doorways to mention. But first, I'm gonna bless these foods right quick. I got some divine fellows with us. Like pomelo, this is the grandfather of the hybrid that we get in America, the grapefruit. Likewise, the Buddha's hand to the lemon. They're all great though, as citrus, cleansing of the mucus and toxins. But today, we're going with the basic, you know, cilantro and a special appearance of watercress. Of course, the dynamic duo turmeric ginger. But we just keep evolving our stuff. I got great quality bladderwrack, which is just gonna add more value to the chlorophyll, the spirulina, chlorella. No sea moss today though, but hey, that's for another day.
Yeah, bladderwrack's good enough too, because you got all the essential minerals with the bladderwrack, the iodine.
Coconut water. I don't use distilled water much anymore for smoothies, juices, whatever you want to call them. I got a very fresh pineapple that I had to try. It's very ready. It's almost like red. So you know it's ready. So I'm gonna start off putting him in first. Some people don't eat the middle of the pineapple, but I'm zero waste. I use everything of it.
And lots of people don't know too, that's where the most potent medicine is. It's the highest content bromelain, which is the chemical compound that actually actively breaks down the mucus in pineapple, along with the astringency of the citrus. You know what I mean? I mean, many might not consider it a citrus food, but things like lemon, that citrus, the astringency they call it, is what pulls the toxins. The astringency, now look up astringent, it's basically the flavor pineapples, lemons, limes have. You know, grapefruit, you pucker up your face when you drink it or eat it, and that's astringency in it.
The bitterness is good.
Yeah, bitterness, astringency, it all pulls the toxins. So that's how the ancients knew if something was very detoxifying, because they tasted it. See, look up Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, and you can see basically the flavors will tell you the active compounds of the foods you're consuming, the herbs. Lots of people don't know that's how they knew.
The soul knows what you need.
Stringency for detox. I mean, everything. I mean, technically everything in the plant and fruit kingdom, you know what I mean, is detoxifying. But of course, you know what I mean, there's a pyramid of hierarchy, just like there is with everything. And the astringents, the fruits, the lemons, the limes, those are on top, you know what I mean, with the pineapple. And then the melons being any melons. I say honeydew would be best, because it's more of like a stringent, you know what I mean, a stringent melon.
And it's so yummy.
Yeah, with the watermelon, all these things, they really flush your system because of the water content, and that's what we're all about. Like you said,
cleanse water,
reducing inflammation, flushing the system,
which is all these man-made disease like cancer, all these other fucked up shits, heart disease.
Also, whenever you guys are getting coconut water, you always want to make sure, you know what I mean, it's actually 100% coconut water, wherever.
Not from concentrate.
See, it could say contains 100, okay. Sometimes things say 100% juice, but the whole thing is like, what's the juice from? Because, you know what I mean, you can make juice from anything. I'm trying to look, because the ingredients, I've seen them, because I read it on this bottle, because I drank out of this bottle before. There we go. The ingredients: 100% natural coconut water. You know, I mean, they put vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid, but the whole thing is vitamin C today is now synthesized. It is a synthetic compound, and the whole thing is lots of people don't know but synthetic vitamin C actually contains things that actually harden your arteries, believe it or not. So, you know what I mean, you don't want to have hard arteries that'll, especially if you got that mixed with high blood pressure, that's not a good combination.
That's the cilantro watercress blend.
So yeah, he's really using the astringency to pull the toxins, you know what I mean, from your system, and then they ride that cilantro right out, you know what I mean, especially the heavy metals and such.
Ginger, turmeric, like always, the dynamic duo.
And that ginger too is really gonna bust out that mucus, really gonna pull them toxins, you know what I mean.
You know, can't go without the activization of the black peppercorn and the fresh cayenne pepper. That shit really potent.
A little level up too would be toss a tiny bit of MCT oil in there. You know what I mean?
Well, actually,
like
I was about to get some black seed oil. MCT would be valid.
Yeah, I just say MCT because black seed, honestly, I wouldn't put it in there only because I'd be like hiding the flavor. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because MCT would be, you know,
should I go get some
mixed
MCT?
with that. I mean, it's all about you. You know what I mean? I mean, like, and then the chlorella is really gonna synergize with the cilantro. That's a known mix.
We've talked about this many times. You already know about these things. Sometimes it's good just to get the reminder. You know, man. That's why I had to get some lion's mane and ginkgo biloba last night. Really refresh my brain.
Oh yeah.
With some high sop. That shit really cleansing my liver right now. And brain, honestly all my organs, but because everything's connected.
Yeah.
That circulation.
First of all, we gotta hit those cleansing organs, you know what I mean, which are the liver and the kidneys first, because those are most important. Also the adrenals. Adrenal function is key, because the thing is the adrenal glands govern over the kidneys. Okay, the adrenal glands govern. They tell the kidneys what to do. He's adding in that bladder rag right there. That's very, very potent minerals. Very potent. Also rids out mucus and toxins. Literally heavy metals magnetize, you know what I mean, to these things. But the whole thing is for instance, you wouldn't want to mix bentonite clay up in there, because it would also, bentonite clay is so powerful, it would magnetize the nutrients and the enzymes of the food into the clay, and you wouldn't be able to absorb it. That's how powerful they are.
I was gonna add the pomelo, but he's not ready today.
Yeah.
But just speaking of how to read your labels, I think I've already run over this, but when the 9's in the front and in the back, it's divine. So just always remember that. We gotta remember to remember with all of this ancestral wisdom and modern bullshit. You feel me? So it's a balance, always. Sea moss, of course, but not today.
Hell yeah, because we know what's good deep down inside, you know what I mean? If we get a feeling that something ain't right, probably ain't.
I really stay away from grapefruits now, but the citrus is gonna add the benefits to this.
It's also real good for the heart and the circulation. Blood.
A lot of things are hybrids, but
yeah, I mean, everything is medicine. You know what I mean? Everything is medicine, and we gotta use what we have. For instance, it's like, you know what I mean, beets. Beets are hybrid, but the whole thing is beets have certain properties. They can increase the nitric oxide, they can increase the blood flow, they can increase, you know, specific healing powers for the kidneys that, you know what I mean, are rare to find in other things. And the whole thing is don't ever cut yourself short. You know what I mean? If you guys are on a detox and you can't find seeded fruit, it's okay. You know what I mean? You got to start to detox. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're better off eating seedless fruit than a
at least
pizza.
Organic.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Always strive for organic. You know what I mean? But I mean, even then, if you guys, you know, if you really ain't got the money or if you really can't find it, you know, I mean, don't ever let nothing short you, because, you know, I mean, you're either gonna eat the fruit or you're gonna eat the cheese, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, you know, I mean, you're either gonna, there's so many levels, and you always want to strive to be the highest level you can, and that's it, you know what I mean? You always want to do the best you can for yourself, because you are your greatest investment, okay? Because you can have all the money in the world, but you know what I mean, if you
as well.
Hell yeah, you got that mansion on top of the mountain, but the thing is, you can't go out and ride snowboard or skis. What you gonna do? You know, how you please, you know. You're sitting up there just watching the snow and the breeze, you know.
Of course, when I eat a smoothie or a pineapple and shit,
oh yeah,
I eat all this, but when I make this stuff, I don't get too close to the surface because that's where the seeds are at, and I'm trying to get no seeds.
Yeah, highest level detox. Fruit takes 20 minutes, seed would take 2 hours. Okay, yeah, for you guys that don't know, fruits take, you know, 20-35 minutes. Vegetables take 35 minutes, upwards of an hour. For instance, that cilantro would pass by super quick, like probably like 40 minutes maximum digestion, whereas something, if you were eating like a straight carrot, that would take like an hour. Nuts, seed, and grain takes 2 hours upwards of digestion time. And meat and other
starch and meats though.
Yeah, meat and other processed food takes 4 hours, upwards of 4 days to completely pass through the system. And now the whole thing is with detoxification, 35% of your body's total energy is used towards digestion of what you consume metabolically. Now, for instance, with that being said, you put something in your stomach, 35% of your body's total energy is going towards it. So that takes energy from your healing, that takes energy from your physical activity, that takes energy from your brain, you know what I mean, for thinking. Yeah, heart, all bodily functions, you could say, are decreased in vitality. Only reason because you're digesting, and your body knows, okay, so you constantly eating, you know what I mean, starches, grains.
Especially at night before you go to bed, it's terrible.
Oh yeah, you want to.
Never sleeps.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, literally, especially if you eat meat before you go to sleep, because if you're gonna eat something before you go to sleep, eat a fruit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Even if you know, I mean, not in this level of detox. Even if you eat some pistachios, that helps boost your body's natural melatonin. Pistachios,
kiwis,
exactly. Yeah, see. Like,
yeah. Everything
works out.
Yeah, everything's got certain properties that inoculate certain states. For instance, like he said, pistachios and kiwis, they'll increase the hormone melatonin and actually allow you to get a better sleep, not just actually, you know, pass out, but melatonin actually helps the healing process when you are sleeping. And you know, sleep about it too is you actually want to get in about 2 hours at least. What I mean by that is it takes around 2 hours to go into what's called REM sleep, and it's only in REM sleep where you get your deepest healing and organization.
Deep. That's about like 3 hours in usually. Yeah,
like it starts around like 2 and actually stops around 3 or something. Like it actually starts around like 1 minute or 1 hour and 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it lasts like about, you know, half an hour or so. So you don't want to get interrupted sleep around those intervals. But you know, I mean, it's like everything, you know, everything is suggestive, meaning like seriously, we really, you know what I mean, create our own reality with every single thing we do. It's like every little, you know what I mean, herb and fruit we put in there adds in different, you know what I mean, abilities. It's like what do we want to do to the body, you know what I mean?
As you see here, we got the layer of pineapple to really set the base, and so then I put the herbs, powders, and everything. Then on top I put more citrus juices to really soaks it all up. And I didn't even put much coconut water because they're very juicy fruits. Oh. Alright. So, it's my first time using this Ninja. I'm still getting used to it, but Let's get it. You see, it's already turning very green.
It's all them phytonutrients, phytochemicals. Chlorophyll, all that's good for detoxification of heavy metals and such, but also many people don't know chlorophyll is used for the production of blood. So long story short, you got shot a couple days ago, you lost a lot of blood, make yourself a green juice. I'm telling you.
That cal, arugula.
Hell yeah! I mean,
cucumbers.
Seriously, if you actually did get shot, you'd really want to make like something like a lot of burdock tea, elderberry,
yellow dot.
Yeah, yellow dot. You'd also want to actually consume a lot of antibacterial, antiviral herbs. Also, you'd probably want to be creating
St.
different
John's wort, definitely.
Creating different pastes, antiviral pastes. Yeah, like with, for instance, crush up. Like he said, St. John's wort. You'd want to crush up things like oregano, cloves, because cloves have clovenol, very potent antimicrobial. Also add in, coconut oil as a carrier. You know what I mean, for the medicine. And also tea tree oil. Put some tea tree oil in that and mix it up. Maybe even crush up some sage and some thyme. This would be very, very potent antimicrobial medicine for you to apply to your wound. External wound, and the same shit you could actually consume, but you'd want to consume it, very, of course, in, moderation, very, very potent, and you don't want to desensitize yourself. But in circumstances like that, like I said, you want to make a lot of burdock tea, because burdock has high in iron, also with, elderberry, like I said, you know what I mean? Toss in the elderberry, cook it for 15 minutes, toss in the burdock.
Turkey tail?
For the last 5. Yeah, turkey tail, you'd want to put that in the first 45 minutes, you know what I mean? That'd also increase in the, regulating of hormones, the healing of the wound and the chasing out of the toxins. The elderberry would do the same, and it would also increase the bioavailability of the nutrients within the burdock and the other herbs, and the burdock would increase blood flow, blood circulation for the healing of the wound. Also, it would increase in iron, and iron is a necessity for hemoglobin production. Hemoglobin, being what the blood is made out of, and then the green juice is what the blood would be made out of too.
As you see here, we're definitely rising with this one.
Oh yeah.
This is very going to be detoxifying, getting all of these toxicity out of us. I wish you could smell it, but you can feel it. Great uprisings, and just keep going on. Love.